entrepreneurship. And ideally, today I wanted to do a training, but I'm going to sort of mix it up, and I'm going to be with you guys for the next about 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'll tell you, back in 2016, coming from an Indian family, I'm born and raised here in London, UK. My dad is actually born in Kenya. My mum is born here, so a very traditional Indian background I came from, and I think very similar to the Nigerian community. Our parents were always big on education. They always said since we were young, you need to go to school, you need to get good grades, and you need to go out and get a good job, right? How many of you feel your parents told you that? Because that's what my parents told me. So in 2017, I was at a position in my life when I was about 16, 17 years of age. I was at a position in my life, really deciding what do I want to do with my life? What sort of career do I want to go down? What sort of life do I want to go down? And I find most people, when they turn 18, when they finish their studies, now they stop dreaming. Now they stop thinking big. This is one of the biggest challenges people have. If you think of it, you ask a 5-year-old, what do you want to be when you're older? They're going to tell you, I want to become an astronaut. I want to become, a football player. I want to become a race car driver. The point is, they are thinking so big. They don't have the negative limitations in their mind when they are young. But as we progress through life, we start to get the limitations. We start to stick to the standards of what our parents have done, what our family has done, which country we're in. Our environment starts to shape what we believe we can or can't do. So for me in 2017, it's not that my family never had money. I'm very fortunate to be born in UK. I know, for example, situations in Nigeria compared to UK are much more tough for the average day-to-day person. But for me growing up, it was more so I wanted to do something big in my life. Okay, how many of you drop a 111 if you want to do something big? Maybe right now you're paying for the bills. Maybe right now you're surviving, but you want to be thriving. You want to have that freedom. You want to travel. You want to be able to take your kids on holiday whenever you want. You want to be able to go to the BMW, Mercedes dealership and buy whichever car you want. This is what we all want. We want that freedom. That's all it is. So I'm going to share with you a few steps that I took since 2017. I mean, I first got introduced to trading back in 2017. I was actually part of a different venture before. And through that venture, I learned trading, had great success. But understand, for me, it was a process. When you plant a seed in the ground, right, there was a very powerful training someone did. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't expect it to create a tree or plant overnight. When it comes to success, you know what people are doing? They plant the seed, they set themselves a goal, but then every day they are calling their mentor or wife, husband, whoever it is, they are continuously looking at that and thinking, where is the fruits of my labor? It's been one day, it's been one week, it's been one year, and they keep digging it up. Every time they're digging it up, they have to restart all over again. So one of the biggest lessons I've had in this journey to success, in this journey to becoming financially free, you have to have faith. That's the number one most important thing. They teach in every single religion, especially, for example, in the Bible, they talk so much about having faith, having belief. So this is the first thing we have to really work on. Most of us, we have to see to believe. This is what the average people are thinking. But the rich and wealthy people, they believe and then they see. It's the other way around. And this is something we haven't been taught. So number one is, look, you have to find yourself some sort of mentor or vehicle. Okay, some sort of mentor or vehicle. All of you in this call, you're the fuel, you're the fire. But without the right vehicle, things aren't going to move. So, which vehicle are you in right now? Maybe you're in your job right now. I've got nothing against jobs. I have family, certain family members still working. I have friends still working. I was working at one point. So I have nothing against jobs because I know all of you have to pay for your bills. You have to take care of your family. But I can tell you one thing today, with artificial intelligence, with technology, so many jobs are going to disappear. So are you going to be that person that isn't going to adapt to the times? Or are you going to be the person that's going to change with the times? If I look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin as a perfect example, one Bitcoin today is $80,000 plus. 10, 15 years ago, one Bitcoin was between 10 to $100. That's insane. Imagine we had invested 10, 15 years ago. But the thing is, we didn't have a right vehicle, we didn't have a right people around us, we didn't have a right knowledge. Okay, so here in the Car Shacks with what Uriel and some of the phenomenal leaders are going to share with you today, they're going to share with you a vehicle which you can start to use, you can start to drive, and you can start to get success. Okay. But now here's the important thing. Just like, let's say in Formula One or in any sport, you're in the driver's seat. You could have a Ferrari, BMW, Mercedes, you could have the nicest car, fastest car. But if you don't know how to drive it, you can't become successful. So that leads me on to the second step. Once you have your vehicle, the second step is you need to work on you. You're the driver of your life. You're the driver of your future. Before a couple years back, I used to blame everyone. I was blaming my family. I was blaming my friends. I was blaming my prospects. I was blaming the market, why I wasn't successful. But then I realized if it's to be, it's up to me. Success is on you. The moment you start to blame other people, the moment you start to feel sorry for yourself, the moment you start to make excuses, this is a moment you lose control to change, right? Because you're always thinking that it's something outside of you. My mentor said to me, he says, Jay, if you take 100% responsibility for your life, now you have the power to change. Okay, because now you're taking ownership. Now you're saying, you know what? I created my situation. If I created it, I can change it as well. So you have to start to work on you. What do you need to work on you? Look, before you go into the skills which we're going to teach you today, we're going to teach you about trading. We're going to teach you about crypto. We're going to teach you about building a business. But I can tell you, if you don't work on you, you won't become successful here. Doesn't matter how hard you try, you have to really work on yourself. Here in London, UK, where I live, there's people that win the lottery. I don't know how it is in Nigeria. Maybe you guys have a lottery system as well. But time to time here in London, there's people that win millions of pounds. Millions. I'm talking 10 million, 100 million. These people make a lot of money from a lottery. Of course, it's, one in a few million that achieve this. But the point is, if I look at these same people, the same people that have made millions from lottery, 5 years later, they are all back to zero. Every single one of them. Why? Because sometimes in life, when you're not ready for something, when you haven't grown to a certain level, what God can give you, He can also take it away. So you have to be ready to receive that money. Some of you in this call, you want to make $10,000 a month. You want to make $5,000 a month, $2,000 a month. Whatever you want to make, you have to ask yourself, are you a person worthy of making that money? Now, all of you deserve to make that money, but you have to ask yourself, have I conditioned myself with my habits, with my daily actions? If I looked at your daily actions, if I looked at your way of thinking, would I think today you're already a six-figure earner or not? So these are things you can start to change. Rich and wealthy people, you know what they do? They don't associate with anyone that isn't in a line with their goals. Okay? Doesn't mean you have to get rid of your friends and family, but there has to be something called a season of separation. In my life, I used to have lots of friends. Most of them were just going out on the weekend. When they come home from work, they would watch TV, play video games. They wouldn't do anything productive. So what did I have to do? I had to separate myself from this crowd. I had to start to be around winners. One of my mentors, Mr. Abdullah Sandu, he's a multiple eight-figure earner, multi-millionaire. I started to sit with people that were making 10, 20, 50 times more money than me. And you know what happened? When I started to sit with these individuals, I started to feel uncomfortable. My mind was stretching. Instead of me thinking, oh, how can I only make $200 this month? I started to think, how can I make $10,000 this month? How can I make $50,000 this month? You start to think bigger. Okay, so you have to work on yourself, change your environment, change what you're speaking every single day. I was talking about planting a seed in the ground. Guess what? Your words are seeds as well. Whatever words you're speaking, you're going to plant your future. So if you are saying, I don't have money, I don't have time, this always happens to me, you are speaking in a negative mindset. But if you start to speak your goals, just imagine for every morning you say, you know what, I am a millionaire, I am a six-figure earner, I am successful, I am traveling. When you start to say these words, you are planting seeds. And like I said, maybe not straight away in one day, one week, maybe sometimes not even 1 year. You might not see results. But I can tell you, if you keep speaking it, you keep saying it, you keep repeating it, being in the right environment, there is no way that you cannot get that success. Okay? Another thing is you have to become consistent. You have to become disciplined. You know, sometimes there's certain people that say, I just want to be able to travel, live a nice, peaceful life. The biggest thing I've realized, look, this is the ultimate freedom. The ultimate freedom is being disciplined. That's the ultimate freedom. So you have to become a disciplined person. You have to work on your mindset. You have to be disciplined in your way of thinking. Okay, they also say if you're disciplined, even in the foods you're eating, this is something I've been working on a lot this year, is my health a lot. I didn't realize how hard it is to stop eating certain foods. So start to become disciplined in your health, in your fitness. Start to become disciplined in the daily actions you need to start to take. This is super, super important. So first step, you need a mentor, you need a vehicle. Second step, you need to work on yourself. Okay. The third step is you need to make a decision. Look, right now, we are 3 months into 2025. Okay. Not too long ago, we were at home. I don't know how it was in Nigeria, but we were in the pandemic. 2020, 2021, we were at home in the pandemic. Right now, we're 2025. Can you guys believe it? How fast time has gone? Okay, so imagine for a moment if you lock in what we're about to share with you. If you really pay attention, you take notes, you take it seriously. I can't guarantee every single one of you will become successful, but I can guarantee you one thing. If you follow the few steps I gave you find a vehicle, you find a platform which we're going to share with you. You work on yourself every single day. You develop your skills. There is no reason why 2025 can't be your biggest year that you've ever had. So, with that being said, I am going to pass it back to our amazing leader, Uriel. Thank you very much for having me. I wish I could have more time with you guys, but I've got to head off to another meeting, and I'm going to let you take it away to get straight into the information. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate you. Thank you, everyone. Can we put some fire emojis on the chat box? Put some fire emojis. You got value there, straight to the point. He's been through the process, started very early on in life. All right. Jay, before you jump up, you're 25 years now or you're 24?
I'm turning 25 in June, so 24 right now.
Jay is 24, turning 25 in June. He's a multi-millionaire. He's a very successful trader. He's a multi-millionaire. He's a very successful trader. 24, turning 25 in June. All right? highly successful. He's an affiliate 100K, going 250. He's a seven-figure earner, even right here in AkashX. He succeeded in the previous company, which were all there together. That's where I also learned how to trade. Right here, he came in here and he's created massive success. You see, to go from success to success requires a different kind of mindset. And to go from success to success in an early age and be able to hold it and be able to hold your mind together and be able to hold yourself together to build an organization of over 1,000 persons. 1,000. He's built an organization of over 1,000 persons in AkashX. That's what it takes to be an affiliate 100K. So at his age, not yet 25, he's mentoring over 1,000 persons. Now, superstars, you need to celebrate this greatness. It takes a different mindset. It takes a different focus. It's a different paradigm. All right. The belief system is at an all-time high. Superstars, let me get some more fire emojis. If you're excited, simple steps, you apply those steps, it changes your life. Number one, you need to get a vehicle. That's why we're so excited about what we have right here in AkashX. Number two, you need to get a mentor. Now, you see, a mentor gives you advice. A mentor gives you instructions. A mentor doesn't give you advice. A mentor gives you instructions. A mentor doesn't give you advice. I remember my mentor, Mr. David Immunity, highly successful at a very young age, became a multi-millionaire in dollars. And I went to him and I said, sir, all right, so I'm about twice his age. All right, at least, no, not twice his age. My mentor, I'm 11 years. I'm 11 years his senior. All right, I'm more than twice Jay's age, right? By June or July, he said he'll be 25. April, I'll be 53. April, I will be 53 in April. So I'm double his age, right? But the guy is a multi-millionaire. All right? Multi-millionaire. And he laid out how he got there. So my mentor, David Immunity, I'm about 11 years. I'm 11 years his senior. So he's a multi-millionaire in dollars. So I went to him and said, Mr. David, how did you achieve this level of success? And how you've not just achieved success, but you've been able to maintain success. How did you do that? Mr. Mike, you'll be shocked. You think he said to me, A, B, C, D? You think that's what he said to me? No. He said to me, go for this training, register for this course, take this training, listen to this audio, read this book, buy this book, listen to this, buy this book, go for this training. At some time, he personally put together a training on the belief system because he's always talking about believing. Everybody knows him as Mr. Believe. And the cost of that training was 1,000. This was during, I think this was Obasanjo's government. So you can see how many years ago. This was Obasanjo's government. So I didn't start studying this thing today. He put together this training. The cost was $1,300. Mr. Mike, check how many years ago Obasanjo's government, everyone, Nigeria, you know how many? I paid $1,300 to my mentor to be part of that training. And it was an online training. Find a vehicle, we already have one. Find a mentor. All right, you get a mentor. Most people don't listen to their mentor. It's amazing. All right, so superstars, you had the story of Jay, is incredible. It's actually electrifying. It's electrifying. Now I'm going to do something right here. Just give me a second. I want to do something so that everybody understands why we're doing what we're doing. Today is a special day. So I want to do something. Just give me a second right here. Give me a second. So Jay was in the previous company with me. That company was where we learned how to trade. and we had incredible success in that company, not just in terms of trading. We learned how to trade. We traded very well, and we built some very, very massive organization. We earned a whole lot of money from the residual income part of the business as well. So we have history, all right? We have history. So just a second right here. Am I sharing my screen? I don't think so. Give me a second. See, superstar, success is predictable. Success is predictable. Success is predictable. Did you notice exactly those in Wealth Hub? Did you notice exactly the same thing that I've been telling us all this month? Is exactly what he came on and told us. He just re-emphasized everything I've been telling us. See, success leaves clues. Success leaves clue. There's no need reinventing the wheel. Someone once said to me, Uriel, there's no need reinventing the wheel. Anything you want to achieve in life, find someone who has achieved what you want, duplicate exactly what they did, you'll get the same result. I take that again. Anything you want to achieve in life, find someone who has the result that you desire. Do exactly what they tell you, you will get the same result. Mentorship, find a vehicle, have a goal. I've been training everyone in Wealth Hub on this every single day. Superstars, this week that just ended, let me know if you can see my screen. Put a 7 on the chat box if you can see my screen. Put a 7 on the chat box if you can see my screen. Now, did you notice another thing that he talked about? He talked about association. You remember that a few days ago I was telling us that in the next 5 years, your life is going to be an average of 3 things. The books you read, the people you meet, and the places you travel to. That's going to sum up your life. Your association is very powerful. Someone says, if you hang around the barber shop long enough, one day you get a haircut. I'm a millionaire. I actually become a millionaire at the age of 25. Yeah, 25. 25 as a millionaire. You know, someone saw my son yesterday, and it was like, you came with your friend? I said, no, that's not my friend. That's my son. So your son? I said, that's my 3rd child. That's not my 1st child. That's number 3. And the guy was like, oh. All right, superstars. So this was our result, Wealth Hub, our weekly trading for the week just ended. It was amazing. 835 pips. Auntie Wumi, let me ask you, every trader in the house, let's do this math. If someone traded with 0.01 and got 835 pips, please put on the chat box, how much is that in dollars? You traded with 0.01, and you got 835 pips. How much would you have ended the week with in terms of dollars? Every trader in the house, let's get the math. 835 pips. And you traded 0.01. How much would you have made this previous week? Just 0.01. You're not taking any risk. You're not doing any crazy thing. You would have made $83.50. $83.50. So you'd have almost double. And this is just that you only took one position, right? This is that you took one position. But you know, most times our trades are TP1, TP2, TP3. So if on all this trade you took TP1, TP2, TP3 with 0.01, it actually means you were taking 0.03. So 0.3, 0.01 in 3 places would have given you $83 times 3. Please, Auntie Wumi, quickly do that math. How much is that? $83 times 3. How much is that? $83 times 3. How much is that? 83 times 3. How much is that? That's minimum risk management. Minimum. You don't allow a win to go into a loss. You see the trade, you close it whenever you're in profit, and you cut all this PIP. 83, $250 superstars. That is what somebody who was trading with $100 made. Someone who was trading with $100 today, that is what they made from our session in a week. In a week. It's amazing. So superstars, I'm going to bring up those who actually were part of this trading, and you're going to hear from them. Now, superstars, we have several persons that will be sharing their testimonies tonight. So please, everyone, you have 2 minutes. Go straight to the point. No stories. Thank you. Don't praise me. Just go straight to the point. How was the live trading session for you? And if you've not gone on Instagram and liked that reel, please go on my Instagram page, Uriel_Ezeagu. You see the reel with this flyer. Please go like it. Leave a comment. Let everyone know we're telling the world our story. All right, so right away, I'm passing it over to Arinze. Arinze, before you come on, let me call out the name so that everyone will be ready. Arinze, after you, I'm calling up Mommy Comfort. After Mommy Comfort, I'm calling up Auntie Wumi. So let me call out the names. Arinze, then I'll call up Mommy Comfort. I'll call up Auntie Wumi. I'll call up Engineer Mike. All right. I'll call up Engineer Mike so that everyone gets ready. Then after Engineer Mike, I'll call up Tally Boss. Then, of course, I'll bring up our own very own Shampepeze, the Forex Lady Boss, to just wrap it up. Informer is there. And Informer, I've not seen you. Arinze, please, you have the floor. Let's rock and roll while I look for Informer. Arinze, you have the floor.
Okay. Good evening, amazing. Good evening to everyone. Good evening to our coach and mentor, our leader, our number one, our transformational leader, the transformer, a leader that leads by example. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for what we are doing. It's been a wonderful time, meeting and hearing Jay Palmer speak to us this evening. It's been a blessing, and I appreciate all that. Thank you so much. So it's been a wonderful day last week. Today starting a new week, but last week was awesome, super fantastic. So the way dollar was, pouring in, in our cash, it's been a mind-blowing system. From the morning session, every time we're all waiting, the Zoom call at 10 a.m., the live trading session, everybody is anticipating to come and hit it, TP1, TP2. So, it's been made a lot of money, withdrawal, and in our tradition here is we make withdrawals, as we are hitting TP1 every day, depending on how you want it, you make withdrawal. And I've grew my account from $100 up to $500. Just this past week. Trying to I maintain my 0.02. I know some persons do better than that, but as my account grows, I'm going to increase. But then just to maintain the risk, management. Maintain that my capital is safe and all of that. So it's been a wonderful week. I'm going to add this one that, in Akacheks, it's been a blessing to me. I remember when I joined Akacheks, and I remember our chairman and the foreign lady box saying that in Akacheks, and then their skill they have in the financial market trading forex, they no longer pray for money. And I say that I told myself I'll have the same story. And today I can categorically tell you that, I no longer pray for money. I never, bother again. How do I get money? I do my registrations. The company pay me from, what is it called, referral bonus. And I trade and I make money, and I can withdraw money and then fill my tank and buy things and keep in the house and then save and all of that. So it's been a wonderful week. I'm going to call it here, but What I'm saying, if you are here the first time on Akashes, listen, I'm telling you, with $100. When I came in, I started with $100, and I was told that, copy and paste alone can give you from $20 and above. And I did it, and it worked for me. And only my result alone has inspired a lot of people. And there are a lot of people that have joined me today in my team just because they saw me doing the $20 and above. And I can tell you that other people doing the same thing with me. So you are here the first time. This is the right place to be. You have the right mentorship here in the person of our coach and mentor, Shaman Uriel. You every day he does this thing morning and afternoon. Only God will bless him for that strength that he's using to do all of these things. So because of other people, I'm going to draw it, drop it here and hand it over to him. God bless you so much, sir. Please, can we celebrate our coach and mentor? 222 at the chat box. Quick one. Fire emoji. Celebrate our coach and mentor. This is a wonderful win last weekend. I get so much, so I'm so happy and appreciate it. And over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Arinze, did you say you took $100 to $500?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very correct, sir.
That is five. That is
this last week. This last week.
This last week, that is 500%. People can some dollar signs on the chat box. Where else can you go and get 500% in a week? Where else can you go and get 500% in a week, if not in the foreign exchange market? No wonder Don Roll says, if you want money, go where they sell money, go where they trade money. People put some dollar signs on the chat box if you're excited. 500% in a single week. Let me see some dollar signs. Last week was incredible. Last week was absolutely on fire. Mommy Comfort, I'm back. I'm to you. I'm at your doorstep now. Mommy Comfort is over 70. She's retired from the United Nations. Trading and her results are incredible. Mommy Comfort, you have the floor, ma. Good evening, ma. Mommy Comfort, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you have the floor, ma. Over to you, ma.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Well, I just want to say that, well, during the last 4 weeks, it was really, really awesome. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, the last 4 weeks was really awesome, just as Mr. Arinze spoke, because we won all our trades, and it was 100%. We lost even just one, and we gained it back immediately that day. So we can say 100%. It was really awesome. Well, what I would just want to say is to encourage all of us to continue this opportunity. Just as even Ray Palmer mentioned, this opportunity, let's take it seriously. We have what it takes to be very successful here. And as I always say, age is no discrimination in this business. It's just a matter of interest. Whether, irrespective of age, this has been one of the best decisions I've taken in my life after my retirement. I cannot cease to say this anytime I have opportunity to talk. And this is just an example or a lesson for other people who have retired to come on to this business. In fact, it's just like that video that we were shown by some lecturers lamenting someone bought a car, and in fact, we really have to run after those people and let them come and join this opportunity. These are young people with brains, and see how poorly they are paid as federal government employees. It's so sad. So this is a clarion call for all of us to really go out there and get the people in. And we ourselves should take what we have known already. We should take it serious ourselves, so that we don't take the back seat when others know about this opportunity later. This is an opportunity for everyone. If we have parents that are even literate, let's bring them on board. They don't have to be a burden, especially to you, those of you that are much younger. If you have literate parents, bring them on board. Maybe they are retirees. They are just managing with peanuts pension. Bring them on board. Bring everybody on board. All of us as a great movement, we will change the financial trajectory of so many families. Thank God we have these 5,000 projects that we are all working on. And for those of you who are even younger, you mingle more with the generation that is working, that can come on board. So so let's just take it serious. It was really awesome last week, and that's all I have to say. It's for all of us. Age is not a barrier. I'm here crushing it with everyone. So there is no excuse for anybody. In fact, we should not do things in such a way that in future, or we should, what I mean is that we should not neglect things in such a way that in future our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren will be saying, where were you, grandma, granddad, uncle, where were you when people were grasping this opportunity? Things would have been much better. So we shouldn't put ourselves into that situation. Let's grab this opportunity. Let's call all and sundry that we can get into this business. And let's change the economic or the financial situation of families. That's what I would like to say. As I give you back the mic, I know others will have different things to say as well, but that's just my own advice. This is a clarion call for all of us to take this opportunity serious and to get others on board. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to say something. Over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Mommy Comfort. Everyone, Mommy Comfort is over 70. She's a retiree with the United Nations. She worked with the United Nations. She's retired, but she's not tired. She's not sitting at home idly waiting for her children to send money or waiting for peanut pensions or waiting to just waste away. No, she's actively engaging her mind. And you know that means she's going to live for a long time because she's active. Everybody help me celebrate this. I think the Mommy Comfort. Now, Mommy Comfort, you people are the people we call octogenarian. I hope I'm correct.
We are septuagenarians, if I'm not mistaken, septuagenarians also.
Which group is octogenarian? Is that 80 and above?
I think that is 80. We are on the 7th floor. We are
septuagenarian. Oh, everybody help me put 222. Whatever you celebrate, you attract. You want to get to over 70. When you're over 70, you want to still be earning money. Your mind is sound. You're not a liability to your children. You're healthy. Celebrate someone who has achieved that. The law of celebration says whatever you celebrate, you attract. What you don't celebrate will move away from you. 222s on the chat box. 222s on the chat box. You just heard from Mommy Comfort. Over 70 years retiree is amazing. This opportunity is incredible. Is incredible. Last week was absolutely on fire. Auntie Former, over to you. You are in the house. Auntie Former, you can take it away, ma.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Good evening, everyone on this call. It has been awesome. It has been awesome with Akash S. If you are here, hear us and hear us good. Hear us and hear us well. Last week was awesome, awesome, awesome trading. Like Jay Palmer said this evening as he started, discipline is very key. As I joined, I was told that every 10 a.m., chairman and some leaders would engage us in trading, and I still work. I do an office job. So I do, like they say, a 9-to-5 job. So I wondered how I was going to cope doing it. But I said, I must do it. People are doing it. And I didn't know how. So what I used to do was before 10 o'clock, right? Like sometimes when I even sit on my desk, 8:30, between 8:30 and 9, I have already joined this Zoom, waiting for the room to open. So that even if I get carried away with work, I hear his voice, not just his voice. There's a mentorship that he does that gets me started. In fact, all those videos that we hear just before the trading comes on or before he begins to talk, they are mind-blowing. They have changed so many things in my life in these past 4 weeks, if I may say. So I want to thank you, sir, for those things. You don't know what it does to our mindset is everything. And then when I joined here, I had heard of forex trading. I've even tried to trade a bit. But when I joined AkashS, honestly, I started hearing trading is 90% psychology, 10% technical. And I was trying to understand it. But as I began to join these 10 a.m. calls, I hardly joined the 3 p.m. once in a while. But the 10 a.m. calls, when I joined them and I listened to these things, I said, oh, now I begin to understand what is meant by, it's a mindset, it's a psychology thing. And truly, as we started trading, initially it was as if I was not catching up. But with time, I saw that truly it's mindset. When the trade is as if it's going down south and then you're getting scared, you want to exit. So you chicken out. And then some people really make big money. So you see that your mindset, are you willing to win? Are you willing to win? It's been awesome. It's really been awesome. And then there's something that Forex Boss Lady normally says. She always says that the person that introduced you to this business is your angel in human form. And I dare say that person is your angel in human form. Honestly, there has not been any business I've come across that is like this one, honestly speaking. So I encourage you if you're on this call. Last week, I started with about 125 because I had cleared my account, I think 125. And actually 2 days, I couldn't really trade. And I made about $235. I'm keeping the record, $235. And I didn't trade, I think it was Wednesday and Friday. I'm not too sure now. But I know on Friday I didn't trade. I don't know the one in between. So like just three active days. And I was able to make $235. And I didn't take all the trades. I didn't join 3 p.m. So you can imagine what we're talking about. What we are talking about. So in a week, multiply $235 by the current rate in Nigeria. I have made it. Who knows? That is more than your salary. Who knows? Even your 2 months salary, it's what you can make in 3 days. Because I'm saying it's 3 days. It's 3 days I traded. So you can imagine if I had done 5 days and I started with just about $127 was in my account on Monday. So these things we're saying, it is real. It is real. Like Jay Palmer said, he said, have you changed your mindset? Chairman has been saying these things over and over again. In fact, I think it was on Thursday that somebody wrote something on the platform and he said he's not calling any trade and all of that, because he's doing it free of charge. Free. It doesn't cost anything. So I appreciate it so much. And in that trade, peradventure, you don't even join those trades. Honestly, it's not just about the trading for me. I learned so much when he's talking. He said, why I picked here is this, and that. You've listened to those things, but you're seeing it like practical. I picked here because here is supply zone, here is demand zone. So many things, terminologies that have come to pass, that I've been hearing. But in these trainings, I have grown so much, in these things. Yes, we are growing our accounts every day, but there is something, it's a skill we are learning, a skill that can take us places, a skill that I say to people that I'm prospecting, that this is something, this is not just ordinary network marketing, something that can, if AkashS decides to mess up tomorrow, God forbid, you can move on. You don't need it. But how it is right now is something that nobody has been able to match. I have not seen it anywhere. I have not seen it. Is it the tap to trade? Or the copy and paste even on AkashS platform, or is it the copy and paste on 10 a.m. on 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. calls every day? Honestly, if you are here and you are still thinking, stop thinking, stop overanalyzing it, just start. Pama says something, you're making 1,000 naira, and you are thinking, when will you even pass it? It's just to change your mindset. Don't always think that everything that comes your way is a scam. Don't always think that everything that comes your way is for somebody to just climb. Some people, when you're talking to them about network marketing, they think it's just for you to earn the commission. We don't even need the commission. We need it, but we don't need it. Somebody is trading and is getting $1,000 a week. In fact, in a day. What does he need your money? What you are bringing to the table to do with? He doesn't need it. But we are like that. We want to tell the whole world. We know how Nigeria is. We know what people are going through. They don't even know the next thing to do to make money. And this is that next thing. So if you're on this call, honestly, don't leave this call without making up your mind. It is, have you made up your mind that you want to live where you are and move to another place? Let me do this and even see. If these people are doing, that's what I said to myself when I heard this about this thing. I said, if people are doing it, I can do it. If people are doing it, I can do it. Let me even start. And I will know, yes, they started since, but I am just starting. And if I continue, I will get to where they are and maybe even surpass them. Overtaking is allowed. Overtaking is allowed in anything in life. So decide where you want to be. Please don't leave this call without taking a decision. That's all I can tell you. Get to the nitty-gritty of this business, and you will thank whoever told you about this business. Thank you, our leaders, for what you do for us. What I learned on those people that present, Auntie Wumi, Arinze, all of you, Ezekiel, Adejo. In fact, I've known so many names, and I've not met them, and I'm like, who are these kind of people? You people are all angels in human form. Honestly, giving your time, the 9 p.m. call, the 8 p.m. call, different calls. And I'm so learning, with even having little time on my hands. Sometimes I'm looking for the recording. I want to hear what I missed, and I'm growing. And I thank you all. God bless you. God bless you beyond your imagination. I'm so grateful to be on this platform. Thank you, Chairman, for this opportunity to speak. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Ifeoma. Auntie Ifeoma is the kind of person that a mentor loves to mentor, I'm telling you. She reaches out to me any day, even if I'm asleep. Once I hear is her, I'll wake up. How do I judge people that I want to give my time? People who follow instructions. So I posted a training on our group, and I said to everyone, this training is important, register. Auntie Ifeoma was the very first person who registered. Very first person. As I was just finishing the posting, she's registering. That is a mentee who is following her mentor step by step. And what will the mentor do? Because you see, a mentor qualifies you for what you're not qualified for. If you know where you're going, your road is short. If you know how to get there, your road is shorter. If you have someone who has been there before and the person is willing to take you, you're already there. That is mentorship. Mentorship is your legal shortcut to success. When I tell someone do this, I say, I'll think about it. I'll consider it good. I'll just mark your name. And I know, no, this person, leave the person where he is. He's not ready for mentorship yet. So Talibos, you've arrived home, you've packed your car, you've kissed your husband, and you're ready for us. Talibos, you can take it away. I'm always harassing her.
My chairman, you're always taunting me. Leave this man alone. I didn't even meet him at home. Yes, I'm home. Superstars on the call. Let's celebrate our chairman, please. 777, please. Let's just celebrate this wonderful man that God has blessed us with. 77 on the chat box, please. Yeah, my name is Delatu Omokabo, probably known as Tally Boss. Yes. In fact, this 10 a.m. trading is just something else, because most times I wake up looking forward to Mondays while the so-called workers are dragging themselves from the bed to go to work. But some of us who have been trading on the 10 a.m. with Chairman Uriel, we always look forward to 10 a.m. We're always dancing that today is going to rain, dollar is going to rain. So it's been wonderful, trading with Chairman Uriel, the 10 a.m. Mostly, that was the one I took last week, or I do take all the time. And let me just say, I'm doing a training that has to do with data analysis. And the training was slated for 10 a.m. And I told the person taking us, I said, please, I have an important meeting or training that is for 10 that I cannot forfeit. Can we just shift this training to 11? And he obliged me. And I've been following the 10 a.m. Training. I've been making some money. In fact, last week was fantastic, especially on Thursday, because that Thursday, both sides Sell, we made profits. Buy, we made profits. TP1 to the last, all hits. That was fantastic. In fact, that was the best day for me. Now, the last speaker talked about mindset. Okay, she hit some points. Now, let me tell you, superstars on the call and guests on this call, if you want to create a drastic economic transformation for yourself, it has to do with the mindset. Now you look at it, the rich, the poor, we're all looking the same. One head, two hands, two legs. But the difference is the mindset. Okay? This is the platform that I just wish, I said, oh my God, I wish I had known this thing. If it means me just going for training for just a year without even trading, just for me to learn this thing is worth it, because it's a life-changing thing. It's a life-changing skill that once you have it, nobody can take it away from you. You always use it to trade. And just like the last speaker said, that in case Akashex is no more today, you can open the market because you have the skill you've learned from Akashex, the skills that you've learned, all the techniques and every other thing. You can just go to the market, look at the market, and take your analysis and just trade. She talks about Chairman Yura talking about this is where I'm taking this trade from because of this, because of that. Yes, I used to okay, let me know, why is it taken from this angle? Chairman, are you guys hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Okay.
Loud.
So learning from Chairman Yura is something fantastic. He's a wonderful man, and I just thank God for his life. I just thank God for his heart. He has the heart of gold. If there's anything more than gold, I think I will just give it to him. So, Chairman Yura, take your crown, please. So it's wonderful, and guests on this call, please. It's not something you should go and think about. Akashex is something that when you come on board, you will be thanking God for whoever brought you. Just like the last speaker said that Champagne Pay, Lady Boss, she used to say, the person that brings you or the person that showed you this opportunity is your angel in human form. And I'm forever grateful to Solomon Davis that introduced me to this platform, meeting wonderful people that are always willing to help you. They're always, pushing you to do the right thing, for you to grow. It's something amazing. It's a community that, when you're in, you'll be happy. It's a family. Whatever you don't understand, people are there, leaders are there to put you through. So Akashex is something that I'm in for it. And I thank God that I did not say no to this. I said yes to this. And to God be the glory, I'm on the 999 package. If you want to enjoy this, come on the 999 package. You'll be in the elite group by getting, signals to grow your account. You have your $200,000 account challenge account to trade with. So Chairman Yura, let me not take much time. I think we need to go forward. So mindset is everything, people. Your mindset is the bedrock of either you go forward or you go backward. So you have to do with your mindset. Thank you, Chairman Yura, for this opportunity. And superstars on the call, thank you. And our guests, thank you so much for being on this call.
Now, superstars, we have several people that would have taken their testimonials this evening for you. And you're hearing their voices, even though we put up the flyer so you might not see their faces, but you know that none of them is a child. They are all mature, married women, married men, grown up in their own homes, all professionals, all professionals. In fact, Talibor sent me her resume a few days ago, and I told her that for each of our titles, is 50,000 naira I'm charging now, because she has like 6. We're doing a flyer, and she sent her resume with about 6 or 7 titles. I said, okay, each title that will put 50K, each title will put 50K. So by the time we put your 6 titles, you're dropping 300K. Because big titles should be big money. But unfortunately, big titles are not big money. So we have another call with our CEO, which is starting in the next 1 minute. So I'll be wrapping up this. Engineer Mike would have been coming on Auntie Wumi, Shampepe, we see had a lot of people, but time we need to wrap up to join our CEO on that call because we're launching a crypto platform. We're taking it to another level. Now, this crypto platform allows you just to connect your account. You know, some people say they are very busy. All right, they can't even do tap to trade. On the crypto platform, it's complete mirror trading. Connect your account. We call it plug and play. Connect your account and just go and sleep. The traders will do every single thing for you and your money keeps growing. So you need to get back to the person who put you on this call. 2 ways to get started. The monthly pack, which is $145 now, is $149. It's actually $179. But we have a promo going on for the next few days in this week that is knocked out $30. So right now you have $149. Then the annual, which you had Auntie Talatu talking about, is $999. The annual means you paid your school fees for 1 year. The $149 is pay as you go. Superstars AkashX is a first-class forex crypto indices commodities education platform. Is a school for you to learn about the foreign exchange market, for you to understand how the foreign exchange market works, for you to know how money works. It's not an investment platform. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It's education. You want to understand not just how to work for money, but how money works. And if Mommy Comfort, a retiree at 70, over 70 is doing it, why not you? If we brought on Engineer Mike sent me a private message this week alone. From the money he made, he lives in the US, withdrawn $250. He's also another retiree. He's a petroleum engineer who worked for several years with Saudi Aramco. Saudi Aramco is the biggest petrochemical company in Saudi Arabia. He worked there, he's retired, moved back to Houston, Texas, where his family is. He's right here trading, all right? Senior citizens are trading. You need to learn how to do this. So get back to the person who put you on this call, get back to the person who sent you this link, and get yourself enrolled, not now, but right now. You can also join us on the call with our CEO. Just ask the person to send you the link. So we look forward to helping you learn this skill. We look forward to helping you win and win big and change your story. Thank you, everyone. World Hub, let's jump in on the call with the CEO. Thank you all. Have a great week ahead.